I figured it was time for a little update video here. Could very well be getting... I've been eating some soup here, so... Could very well be getting a very nice day job soon. I'm not going to say with who, because I don't want them... I will say it is a conservative Christian radio station around here. I won't go any further than that. I won't even say what company they are. Because I don't want them and this channel to become... Because I like the freedom to go off on a few tangents here and there. That won't necessarily conform with them, and they won't want to be associated with us. So let's just keep that separate for now. But let's just say it would pay very well, enough to pretty much solve all the problems. In fact, it would be more money than it said. And the guy doing the hiring, so you're not going to get rich on it. It's only like $35 a month, $35 a year. And just not like 35. It's like, okay, $35,000 a year. I have never made that much money in my life in a year. Okay. In fact, I think if you total up all the years income since I started working, you'd be hard pressed to total $35,000. But as always, nothing's going smoothly because apparently there was a mix-up or something. It was a screw-up on the paperwork I'm needing to get the check for the Explorer, and I'm having to go through it again. They're sending it out. I won't be able to get a ride out to the post office box we're at until Wednesday. At that point, it's just fill it out, and then the thing is because it's a UPS store I'm at, and it's FedEx. I got to go 4 blocks up and do it at the FedEx store. But again, I'll have a ride. That's no problem. The problem really is the fact that we were only given to the end of this week to get things to get everything started and get going. Well, hopefully. And I've been keeping our coachworker informed that, look, I got a $35,000 a year job lined up here. But things are, certain things are not happening as they should. And some things are going to take a little longer. And I've officially told that we need more time. So we'll see how this all shakes out. In fact, I had a reminder. There's a $35,000 a year job at stake here. With the implied message, don't screw this up for us. They're supposed to be helping us. It's like, so help us in this game. Okay, up to a year. Up to now. Yeah, it's been great being here because we've been able to get settled, get housebroken again. No longer having to consider, okay, how fresh is this in the dumpster? No, and then not dumpster diving, not having to beg. Although, PayPal, Patreon, Subscribe Star down below, and since we do premiering this, there's a option of super chats in the thing, and also again, the PayPal is the best one. That's instantaneous, and nobody gets a cut of it. So, but yeah, super chats are on when this thing's premiered. Otherwise, if you've seen it later, links down below. There is an infinitesimal chance, the chances of pulling all this off by the end of this week, slim and none, and Slim has already booked the Uber. So, the big problem, right now is one, just also no car right now, and an Uber ride. Well, actually, no, I couldn't even say we can't even do it. We couldn't even do one way right now because our finances are whacked out at this point. So I couldn't even get an Uber down there. And thankfully, we're not doing a doctor's appointment because we have to do Uber for the doctor's appointment. And let's put off the next week. Hopefully, next week we'll have a car. We can get this thing pulled off here, get that, and maybe, possibly, get the check by the end of the week. At which point, it's going to be pestering some people at mainly Facebook Marketplace who have got cars listed. One guy has got a very nice Land Rover, nice price, will not respond to his damn messages. That is irritating. You got the thing posted, someone's asking, is this available? Hello, is your vehicle available? I want to throw money at you. Give me your damn... The one person who responded is available. Yeah, great. Okay, over a few days, it got sold. Because they responded. And they sold the vehicle. And I've got some very nice pics. There's a Mini Cooper up in Berthoud. Like $1,500. And it's like... Okay, the question is, what's wrong with it? Because Normally, a used Mini will go for like $8,000, but this is like $1,500. Okay. Again, it's up in Berthoud, which is about 200 miles north. Anyhow, I would like to be able to get up there and check it out, or at least get a response. And is it available? And can you bring it down here? Whatever. There's one vehicle that has my attention, but I'm also looking at this issue, so like probably not. It's a right-hand drive Saturn station wagon. Probably set up for like a postal vehicle. And it's kind of like, you might say, well, if we move to England, we can take it with us. If we go to England, I'm getting a car over there. I'm not taking some crappy old thing. It's also got issues. It's got lights coming on. They can't diagnose why. And misfired, but the engine diagnosis says there's no misfire. So, suffice it to say, things are going to get interesting rather quickly by the end of this week. And hopefully our caseworker at Homes for All Veterans will pull her head out of her butt and give us the rest of the month here to actually do this properly. Because it'll be rather difficult to line up and get presentable for a nice, important $35,000 a year job while living under a damn bridge without even a car to call shelter. Yes, I'm hoping they monitor this so they get the thing that I'm not happy right now, okay? And I really don't feel like, joining the chorus, the growing chorus of bad reviews of these guys. They've gotten a lot of good, very helpful, but also other reviews saying these guys are worthless. So, moral of the lesson, kids, stay in school. Don't rely on the government or organizations for, charity stuff for anything. You can't take care of yourself, you're screwed.
The government will just screw
And hopefully, have to end my little personal nightmare and get my life back on track with this job. This would, because it's in the career field I trained for. It's pretty commensurate with my age and where I should be anyway, professionally. So it finally all lined up, and $35,000, I could buy a damn house, okay? And I would still keep working on this, because this is basically now, my retirement plan here, is doing YouTube. And also with this, I would no longer be looking at, having to get early retirement to get something going fast. Okay, this, I can work. I can work this one until I'm actually, full on, max out the retirement, and then start drawing. It would still be a major pay cut, frankly. But still, what I would save in commuting costs alone, because it's way on Aurora, and I'm not looking to move to Aurora. But that's where we stand right now. On other issues, on the pertinent issues of the pop culture matters of the day. What's going on right now? It appears that Kathy is gone and Gina's being asked back. I called that back in February. Okay. So if it comes through, you heard it here first.
Gina's being considered for an Emmy.
Yeah, that's the big thing that they put out all the Emmy consideration stuff in for The Mandalorian. She's listed as for your consideration for best supporting actress.
And she's
Now,
the only one being
Now
considered.
it's the only actress. I think didn't they list Katie Sackhoff on there? They pretty much listed.
Sackhoff might be under the guest stars.
Well, they listed everybody on there. Okay, so with Gina, she wasn't on there all the damn time. But anyway, to be fair to Gina, her acting is not the kind of thing that's setting the places on fire. Okay, it's okay. She's learning. She's got a ways to go though. So, if she actually gets nominated, that is the industry telling Disney, you screwed up. You did her dirty, and we're going to try and fix it, whether you like it or not. And the Emmys and the Oscars, they've done this kind of thing before. When Julie Andrews got the Oscar for Mary Poppins, it wasn't because she was outstanding in Mary Poppins. Okay, yeah, she was good. It was because there was a protest vote over her not being in My Fair Lady. with apologies to Audrey Hepburn, who wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all. She was fine, but it's a long story because when they started developing My Fair Lady for the film, for the movies, My Fair Lady hadn't even opened on Broadway yet. The only people who knew who Julie Andrews were in England. Nobody over here had heard of her. Nobody had seen her. I mean, over in England, she was a child star. She was singing to the troops over there with the war, and she had done command performance. They had a 4-octave range when she was 12, for God's sakes. But over here it hadn't opened yet, so no one knew she was, and they wanted a bankable star. And Audrey Hepburn was had made a name for herself in something or other. And so as it goes along, but then during the development of the thing, as the thing's getting on, then My Fair Lady opens on Broadway, and Julie Andrews suddenly becomes the toast of the town. And now the studio has a bit of a pickle because it's like, why isn't Julie Andrews in this movie? Well, we already got stuff signed, and they're not going to explain this to the It's like, no, we're going with Audrey Hepburn. Fuck you, And so along it goes, and there is footage. Audrey Hepburn did try to do her own singing. She was okay. Let's just say she was no Julie Andrews. Okay, if you want an example of now you try to track down the Broadway cast album, but online, Julie Andrews has her own channel now, and they have all the episodes of the Julie Andrews. They tried doing her own show in the early 70s. A little variety show. I think it was opposite something else. And they also kept changing the schedule. I only saw one episode of the damn thing, but it happened to be the one. It was the first one where it's basically reintroducing everybody to who the hell is Julie Andrews. And they touched on both My Fair Lady and Mary Poppins. And there's a real cute little sketch where Julie goes and she interacts with Eliza Doolittle on one side and Mary Poppins on the other. And it is hilarious. Eliza was full of piss and vinegar. About ready to pop Mary Poppins. I'll see if a spoonful of sugar sends me fist on your throat. Oh, And so they exchange a few songs there. And Julie Andrews singing, wouldn't it be lovely? And also later on, all three of them join in on rousing thing of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So it's a good, track it down. It's a decent quality video. Little slice of my childhood, at least. But this has been rambling long enough here. So, once again, PayPal, Patreon down below. Hopefully we can pull this off because I did contact the guy at the station. The idea was to get something this coming week after getting a car. But he's out of town anyway. He won't be back till Thursday. So I called him up, to let him know, how about something next week? Everything's all settled. And he appreciated me calling him back to let him, stay in touch. So I think in doing that also probably helped my stock a bit in that regard. Not just blowing off. No, I'll do the DJ to KBPI if I can get a job at KBPI. But as it is, no, I'm trying to. I think I'm still safe on that. I'm still in good standing there. The plan is once we get the damn check and get a car, get over to Walmart, get a decent shirt and pair of pants, take care of this nonsense hair, and lose the beard. Basically, look less like a homeless person, Get a little more presentable. Get in there and hopefully wow them with, I'd love to be a producer. I want to be a producer and whole Broadway. Whatever that song goes. My preference was the 67 version. So, I'm sorry. As much as I like Nathan Lane, nothing is going to top Zero Mostel. Okay. One day I'll relate some stories that Mel Brooks has on the extras on the disc, like where they were having some kind of discussion with Zero Mostel. They wanted to do something or other, and he was getting a little pushback. They were pushing back. Mel goes into look, Zero, we need to do this real good, okay? And he explains, okay, Mel, okay, I understand, you're fine. I will do what but however, I have a reputation to keep there, so Don't pay attention to the next 3 minutes. It's like, what do you think? You know who I am. Get out of here. Get out of my room. And you had to put on a big show for the crowd outside to make sure, you know. So Mel came out. Okay, all right. I think he's going to do it. Just leave him alone for a while. It's kind of like Tommy Lasorda. One time he had to go out. You know, one of the Dodgers got called out. And it was a clean out. It was obvious. But Tommy has to put on a show for the crowd. Has to show him he's backing up his boys. What they don't know, though, is while he's out there belly bumping the umpire and going there, he's actually bitching about the screwed up attack in the restaurant last night. The service was lousy. The bed dressing. Why do you think you're going to? All they know is he's out there yelling and the crowd's going nuts. And the umpire is turning away, trying to keep from busting out laughing. So it's all showbiz. Even baseball, it's all showbiz. So I've dragged us on long enough. PayPal, Patreon, Subscribestar, and umpteen others down below. And let's see, also still showing up as much as I can on Truckin' on Tuesdays over on West Moody Podcast. I'm butting myself into a few others here and there. So hopefully this thing's starting to turn around a bit and we'll get something going here. So on that note, have fun. Thank you.